We've been preparing for our day in court for many months, and we're pleased to get the trial underway last month in Vancouver. We're very pleased that part of the case could be heard here in Prince George this week. This has allowed us to bring our elders and our community members and our supporters together to attend and observe justice in action. This has and will be a very long journey for our community and our partners, the Stellat'en First Nation. But we're ready, and your attendance here this morning to support us will help us along the way. Second, we're always being asked why legal action and why now? After all, the Kenny Dam has been in place since 1952, and the Nechako River is still flowing. The answers to these questions will emerge in court over the next many months. But what I can say this morning is that we believe we have a responsibility to fight to save the Nechako River and its fisheries for our members today and for future generations. We also have a duty to defend our constitutionally protected Aboriginal rights. When Canada and BC give away water rights to the Nechako River to the Aluminum Company of Canada, or Alcan, it was known for many years there was no consultation with First Nations. This act of gathering together would have been illegal. There were no comprehensive environmental and fisheries impact studies done to assess the impacts of the project. There was no engagement with communities such as Vanderhoof, Fraser Lake, or Prince George. It was a unilateral decision made in Ottawa and supported by the province of British Columbia. The decision was wrong. The process was wrong. And despite all this taking place almost 70 years ago, we will use all available legal and procedural means to fight to save the Nechako River. Sanchalia, Masi. And I would like to now invite up Chief Archie Patrick from Stellat'en First Nation.
Well, before that, I'd like to introduce our tribal chief, Mina Holmes, who's with us. So, Mina. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for gathering here and showing our collective support, our allies, our neighbors, our communities from around the region. It's so important that we collectively stand together, united, to support those communities who are taking the brave step, the courageous step to do what's right. This court case has been concerning, of course, and that is why that we have to support the two communities who are pushing this forward. And I'd like to, I don't want to say too much because I would like to introduce Chief Archie Patrick, who is the Chief of Stellat'en, and he's going to give us a few words about their position too. And I just want to say thank you for everybody coming out in this cold morning and showing our unity and our support for each other. Masicho.
News. Want to see what that car? John, lately we're meeting here in the country of the Lately people. Because Masino with this me. John Bandata was Yaz. Thank you for coming out on a cold morning. We are, as Native people, Dakestinli, at the end of a colonial oppression. But that colonial oppression is still with us. What that colonial oppression did was, first of all, to remove us off the land. and it outlawed any kind of meeting like this. We'd all be in jail some 30 years ago, a little more than that, but around about that time, if we had a meeting like this. It was against the law for lawyers to represent us. How did we get from there to now? We did it by using places like this. This is not ours, but it's the law. The law of this country, at least, is fair to everyone. Today we have laws being passed in Victoria called the UNDRIP, nice name for United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. That spells out how a government, a state, should deal with its people. And I got to say, the only way that we were able to do that is because of court cases. So Cotons to the south of us, they just won a major case in 2013. And we're next. Our case is for the water. The Nechako River, for the last, from 1950 to 69 years, has been decreased by 70%. And no returns to us. There are times in the year where the great Nechako River, and that's what Nechako means, Nechako, it's a great river, has been reduced to a trickle. And the place where it originates, where that great river originates, has been ceded to a foreign company. It's virtually a country out there. There's a piece of land out there that's probably a quarter of the size of Vancouver Island, the size of PEI, that is ceded to a foreign company in perpetuity. And that means forever. And what governments give away land? The only thing that stands in front of that is us and our fights in the court case. That is why I say, even though it's cold, you've come in to support us. So the court, it's quite simple. We have rights. The government of Canada, or at least the Supreme Court of Canada, recognizes that. And we're going to enforce it for the river. Merci.
And we're very lucky to have some of our drummers from our communities present with us. And I believe we might want to share a song with all of you, as we're all here working today, doing our work to protect the Nechako River, bring water back to the river, as Chief Archie had mentioned as well. So if I could ask some of my Saik'uz members and other drummers, so let's share a song. We discussed the beaver song. The beavers were hard workers, and we're all here doing our part together and working for the Nechako. So we'll share that with you. And I have many members here. I know some of you know the beaver dance.
I'm recording.